Well, what a week. The MAGA movement's collapsing and its Canadian copycat is falling apart even faster.
Pierre Poilievre's losing MPs, Trump's losing states, and both are losing control.
One conservative crossed the floor, another just resigned, and Poilievre's leadership is starting to look like the Titanic, minus the lifeboats.
It's been a big week, a huge week. Maybe the week Pierre Poilievre wishes that he could take a mulligan on.
Yep, but you can't call do-over when one of your own MPs just crossed the floor and joined the government. That's not a bad day. That's a career-ending plot twist.
So just to recap, on Tuesday, Nova Scotia MP Chris d'Entremont stood up and said, "I'm out." By Wednesday morning, he was shaking hands with Mark Carney and smiling in the Liberal caucus photo.
That single move, it changed everything. Carney's government is now just 2 votes away from a majority and 2 abstentions from passing his budget. The tide, it shifted. And just when you thought that was the end of it, boom, another MP gone.
Edmonton's Matt Jeneroux just resigned. There was no scandal, no floor crossing. He's just done.
He says he's not joining the Liberals, but when 2 senior Conservatives bail in 1 week, one before the budget announcement and the other minutes before the confidence vote, that's not a coincidence. That's a pattern.
His statement reads like a farewell to reason. He said he wanted to believe in Poilievre's vision, but that the outcome was not what I anticipated. You know what that is? It's political code for, this isn't the party I signed up for.
And to make it even worse, Poilievre's office forgot to table their own amendment to the budget. The guy who never stops yelling about competence forgot his homework. That's a major faux pas.
Pierre Poilievre's once again proving that he's not only incompetent, but anger isn't a platform, it's a burnout strategy. Now listen, floor crossings, they don't happen every day, but they're not unheard of either. There have been around 200 since 1867, and in the last 25 years, about a dozen.
And really, most of them, they don't change a thing. When was the last one that did? Well, it was Belinda Stronach in 2005. She crossed the floor and saved the government by 1 vote. And this crossing? Well, it might just do it again.
You could feel the panic ripple through the Conservative benches. One guy moves and suddenly half the caucus is checking the exits.
And that's the problem when your whole brand is discipline and loyalty. The second a crack appears, everybody notices. 2 MPs down in 1 week, and the so-called discipline party is unraveling faster than a Truth Social post.
Maple MAGA's running out of voices and out of volunteers to shout them.
And somehow, it still got worse.
Yep, Pierre Poilievre has officially lost control. First, he lost his lead, then he lost the election, then he lost his seat, then he had to fight his way back in a by-election, and now 2 MPs have walked out during the first budget. And commentators say it's not over, Dave. Ontario and Quebec are buzzing with rumors. The Bloc's making move, and Conservatives in Ontario, it might be next.
And remember, Ontario is Doug Ford country, and Ford is no Poilievre fan. He's been quietly backing Carney all this time. So if that Kitchener MP crosses, it won't just be a rebellion, it'll be a coordinated message.
Ooh, politics hasn't been this exciting since Pierre Trudeau pirouetted behind the Queen at Buckingham Palace.
Or since Poilievre last smiled in public.
That's a very fair point. Either way, Poilievre's in free fall.
The guy's been selling doom and gloom for so long, he doesn't know what daylight looks like.
Now, I believe that he has spent way too long in a job that he clearly hates. He's running on fumes and recycled slogans. The public's exhausted by his one-hit wonder act. All anger, no solutions.
He's the guy who's been yelling about everything wrong with the country while refusing to lift a finger to fix any of it. He refuses to give an inch, and Canadians are tired of it.
And the numbers prove it. Carney's 20 points ahead personally. People may still like the Conservative brand, but they're tuned out of the salesman.
It's the same story on both sides of the border. Chaos where leadership's supposed to be. But the real story this week isn't just one MP crossing the floor, it's that the MAGA formula has stopped working.
Yes, rage doesn't build roads, but it sure has built a lot of resentment.
And Poilievre's been running on the Maple MAGA playbook for years. Attack the media, question the Mounties, blame immigrants, rinse and repeat. But after 2 years of that, Canadians are asking a pretty simple question. Where's the plan?
Totally. You can only shout, "Axe the tax," so many times before people start wondering, okay, but what else have you got?
And while he's busy making viral clips, Carney's out there holding roundtables with mayors, premiers, and industry leaders. Real leadership. The kind of thing that doesn't trend but actually fixes things.
You can feel the shift. It's not about who can yell the loudest anymore. It's about who can get a bridge built or a clinic reopened.
And the Conservatives? Well, they're stuck in a loop. Their leader's burning goodwill faster than he can tweet it. And the MPs who still believe in actual conservatism, not performative populism, are quietly looking for exits.
It's deja vu for our friends south of the border as well. The MAGA brand there is starting to see cracks. Voters are tired of watching Trump turn the Republican Party into his own fan club and cities into war zones.
And it's not just the Democrats saying that either. Former Republican Senator Jeff Flake literally called it a migration, as in people inside the party are moving away from the madness.
You know what that is? That's a political evolution. When the environment changes and the loud dinosaurs can't adapt, the builders take over.
You know what's wild, though? It's that we always think that Canada and the US are opposites. You know, the polite North and the loud South. But politics-wise, we're kind of in the same cycle.
Yeah, first comes the anger wave, then the hangover. We just hit our recovery phase sooner, and they're still in the middle of theirs.
And the big question is who sobers up faster. Because America had an election that shook the Republican Party to its core this week.
Democrats cleaned house. New Jersey, New York, Virginia, Pennsylvania, Georgia, California. It was a slam dunk for all.
Yep, and Republicans are losing their minds trying to explain it. Some say Trump didn't campaign hard enough. Others say he campaigned too much.
And what's Trump's fix? Rage on Truth Social in all caps and yell, "End the filibuster so Republicans can ram through anything they want." He literally said, "We'll be unbeatable."
And even his own Senate leaders said no. Now, when the top of your party starts demanding you rewrite the rules to stay in power, you've officially run out of ideas.
And let's not forget, America's still in the middle of its longest ever government shutdown. The lights are off, agencies are frozen, and Trump's solution is less democracy.
And Republicans like Rand Paul and Tom Tillis are warning that Trump's tariffs are driving up prices. You know it's bad when the free market conservatives are begging the business guy to stop tanking the economy.
And while Trump's just out there trying to put two sentences together, his movement's turning on itself. It's hard to believe, but Marjorie Taylor Greene is now leading a revolt to remove House Speaker Mike Johnson. She's promising to force a vote by the end of the month.
Yep, and apparently that's just her warm-up act. Reports have been saying that she's been sounding out donors for a 2028 presidential run. Oh man, calling it the next stage of the movement.
But it's not just politics shifting, people are too. And the rage bait, it isn't working anymore. And maybe that's why she shifted her tune.
Could be. It's like the comment section crowd still yells, but the rest of the country is starting to tune them out.
You know, for years, the left was too passive, too polite, always trying to take the high road while the other side bulldozed through the ditch. But that changed once everyone saw what unchecked chaos looks like, especially in the United States.
You can't scroll past people being disappeared, healthcare disappearing, food stamps cut off, and premiums through the roof and still call that freedom.
Exactly. Canadians looked at that and said, no thanks. We saw where that road leads and we're not going there.
Meanwhile, Trump's playing Marie Antoinette, living large while the country can't afford groceries. And Poilievre, he's hiding in his mansion pretending to fight for the little guy.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to sell yourself as for the people when you're living like royalty and cutting deals for billionaires.
The public's not buying it anymore. They've seen enough to know that the outrage machine doesn't feed anybody.
What people want now is stability. Leaders who can talk to the other side without yelling. Leaders who are calm, who can keep the lights on. They don't want influencers who just keep raging to get the comment section on fire.
And that's the shift, right? The shouting stopped echoing and the building started again.
And the Democrats who won this week all hammered out one point. America's too expensive and Trump made it worse. That's groceries, rent, and heating bills, the same kitchen table stuff that Carney just built an entire budget around.
You know, when you look at both countries side by side, it's pretty clear. In Canada, people are backing policies that fix things. In the US, people are rejecting politics that break things.
The MAGA movement on both sides of the border is losing power, and moderate voters are done paying the price for it.
That's why Dr. Mild's move matters so much. It's not just a defection, it's a signal. It says, enough yelling, let's start building.
The wind's a-changing, people. The loudest voices are fading and the builders are finally back in charge.
And that's what we're seeing here as well. Poilievre's losing MPs, Trump's losing states, and the Fury factory, it's out of fuel.
So while MAGA eats itself alive, Canada's over here building trade routes, defense networks, and alliances that actually work. Carney's making friends, cutting deals, and locking in funding that actually help people.
It's not sexy politics, but it's effective. And it turns out people want results, not noise.
And the irony? The MAGA crowd keeps shouting, "Make our country great again." But the ones that are actually making it great are the ones that they're yelling at.
But PM Carney's out there playing it cool. Instead of shouting matches, he's giving communities the tools to rebuild. It's the opposite of Maple MAGA. They talk about freedom, and he's out there funding it.
And the results are already showing. Mayors love it, provinces are on board, and suddenly Poilievre's left arguing about deficits while Canadians are watching things get fixed.
And that's the divide in plain sight. Poilievre selling anger, Carney's building capacity. One divides the country, and the other tries to future-proof it. Poilievre's Maple MAGA Act isn't offering any solutions. It's just quotable sound bites that look good for headlines.
So here's where we are. Canada's building, America's breaking. And both are showing what happens when leaderships either rise to the occasion or they hide behind slogans.
You know, it's funny. For years, people said populism was unstoppable. But this week, it ran into something it can't shout down. Results. So, if you want the full picture, don't stop here. Watch yesterday's video on Canada's $141 billion plan to ditch the US. It sets the stage for everything we talked about today. So don't forget, hit subscribe, turn on notifications, and stay with us, because this story isn't slowing down and neither are we. And if you want some behind-the-scenes discussions, bloopers, and to support this channel, join the A-Team and check out our merch store for Vive la Canada and Keep Calm and Carney on merch. See you tomorrow, same place, same time.